Welcome, sports fans. Welcome back to another very special episode. I'm your host, Joe Mar.
I'm Rush.
I'm Emil.
Regine, Regine, give them the introduction, now, bro. You know the science.
Hello, hola, bonjour, konnichiwa, ni hao, sports fans all around the world. Welcome to the Side at Sports TV.
Yeah, man, and that's it, Emil people. We have the full panel here because it's a very, very, very full and jam-packed show. But it's a rush part. So I'm not even know why. Take it,
Yeah, man, that's what I'm looking step for you too, man. I said I'm looking step for you too and crush it out. Anyways, people, don't forget to like the stream if you're watching right now. If you're watching back on the replay, it's like it's here, man. Leave a comment and subscribe to the Side at Sports TV. The one more thing for us to do.
Share the video to at least 10 people, but ensure to get us 6 subscribers, because if each and every one of you guys can manage to do that, you know how many subscribers that get us?
By the end of the day,
Now, hey, we could have record chucks in a boy. No, man, this is a bad piece of tree, man. Man, we start finish each other.
Bro,
like
you
this.
see we know
But,
different
bro,
colors. Everybody in a different color today, right? This is that's Words TV. Big up Philip for a t-shirt them. We work uniform them same way, you know that.
I don't like one would know them as SG though. Big up SG one
SG.
time. How do I go on, bro? I will put it in a closet.
No man, but me have to wear uniform them hang up sometime, you know. There you go. Sorry. So they get me I said. Just show
No
off
man,
the-
people don't like when we show from the closet, man. We like when we show from your office, bro.
No, this is my. Don't have to show you the full studio, bro. we have the work uniform, you know. Suppose midway the show I feel like I want to change. I can go in the alternate kit because we see yellow, we see white, we see black. I may just keep them going.
where's the style and pattern?
That is
I'm
it.
not fighting. But people were here today to speak about the recent breaking news from yesterday. Dujan Richards is a Chelsea player. We're here to give you guys all the insight that we have. We want you guys to ask the questions that you have. You know, just like a reason. You know, our Sunday live them go already. Just talk to us. We want to talk to us. So keep interaction up.
Bro, tell the people them to share the life. Like, as I said, normally when deals like this transpire all over the world, there's not someone or somebody there to give you insight. You know, there's not somebody there to take you stage by stage, step by step throughout the whole process. So share the video because I know that many people are interested in this type of thing, and we really, really have the scoop to give you guys. We literally I got carrying on from when it all began, from Newcastle trials. We have information about that, and we are privy, you know, to come and release all this information. It was hard to hold on to it because we knew about this as it transpired, and we can tell you people. And not just yesterday, it's been coming for a while, and we had the ability to dig in on it from the get-go. So share this live because we're going to be speaking about all the intricacies and all the nuances of the Dujan Richards deal to Chelsea. There were a lot of lives that went on yesterday with a lot of people speaking, and there are a lot of speculations, there's a lot of conjecture, there's a lot of doubt, there's a lot of assumptions, you know, that we are here to, there's a lot of assumptions that we are here to quell. We're here to give you guys answers, we're here to give you guys insight, and we're here to just tell the story. You know, we're so happy that we're able to tell the story. So people, share the video right now. Share it to as many people. Don't keep this information to yourself. And if you share it, if you share it, it's going to help we. You get me? It's like we put in a lot of work and a lot of resources. And people, let's just say, Rush, we take some risks to be able to cover that story. You get me? I said? So it never comes. But share the video. Like up the video so it can be pushed to many more people so that a lot of people can come in. Let's break the internet with this stream because trust me, it's groundbreaking.
Alright. Before we even talk about the deal, bro, I have to walk it back a little bit. When was the first time that Dujan Richards jumped onto your radar, bro. When you find out about Dujan Richards, I can't answer that individually. I would discuss it a little bit. When we see the youth, when we realize them special, and then we just come down the line until we reach the team.
All right, so we've been hearing about Dijon Richards for a while. About 2 years ago was when I first saw him. He came in off holidays because he was at Brook House, a school in England, playing football, and that was an academy, like a school that played with the academy. They were playing against the Aston Villas and other schools and other club academy. So the school had an academy associated with it, if you understand what I'm trying to say. And I would have seen him, I think it was probably 2019 maybe, or maybe it was 2020. 2020 or 2021, not 2019, but 2021 I think. Yeah, that's when I would have first seen the kid, 2021. And my first experience, he came in the team cocky, in the team hype, came in with 2 earrings and him just stood there and him seemed like he was on top of the world, he seemed very confident. And him come out and they were about to play a squad match, and we see him get the ball from half line, and him just roll off the ball and put him left foot through the ball and bust the net from about half line. And I've never seen anything like that in my whole entire life. And at that point, I was like, this kid is absolutely ridiculous. After that, I then got to see like clips of him playing with Phoenix against some other teams, like Cavaliers and Waterhouse and so on and so forth. I also saw him playing against Aston Villas and all of them teams. So that's when I knew that this kid was super special. So it was about 2021.
Yeah, around the same time, I remember you, if I'm not mistaken, you called me or you text me. You send me a clip, and then you were raving and say, "Yo, who are you? And you tell me name, and you said that you are special. One of the baddest body you see at the age of 1 bag of thing." And I said, obviously I didn't need to see myself. So the first time I actually saw him play was probably a couple months after that in the codes competition. You get me? I said, so that you probably saw him in 2021. And I saw him the following year for a full game. Obviously, after you told me, I saw clips, I saw videos. I go back and watch the Phoenix match them when them got England. I saw a couple games. But then, in terms of a full match, I saw him in the coast competition the following year. And I can say the youth didn't look special. Him look above. Him look ahead of him years. And I could tell that there's something special. But, Emil, when was the first time you see Whisper play a game and you say, alright, that you get different?
Well, first of all, I was introduced to Whisper through YouTube, because normally you have the videos recommended to you, so I would see it and say, that's one of them player there. At that time, never know much about him, but being around Joe Marno, I remember him. He kept on mentioning when he saw him at half line, driving the ball.
Yeah.
I'm saying, well, I'm not take your word for it. I have to see this player for myself. So, persons, may I tell you this straight, people. I come from Meadowbrook, and people who know Meadowbrook is not a footballing or a sporting school at all. So, my thing is, if Meadowbrook not there, I am not watching it. So that was my mentality right through growing up. So I never watch Manning Cup. I never watch Manning Cup, never watch Champs, none of that, because I Meadowbrook not there. Because I'm just loyal to my school.
This man alright?
Yeah, dog, as somebody are pre them time, I'm serious. I mean, I'll be completely honest. My introduction to Manning Cup was in sitting down and watching a full game of Manning Cup was that KC versus Calabar game. Being completely honest with you, and I was there watching this man. I said, there is no way this youth is 17. Top quality, the goals where the man scored.
You were 16 years old.
He was 16 at that time.
Yeah?
Brother, I tell you, say, goosebumps getting up. I watch man play. This guy is special. Those were my initial reactions, and I am happy that I got the opportunity to cover majority of the Manning Cup games.
Yeah, and we can talk about some of the moments in the Manning Cup, because obviously that was the point when everybody knew about him, when everybody started to say that he was a special talent. And that first game, bro, I remember, I think it was the first goal that he scored. come across from the left side. The man just volley the ball low and hard, bottom corner. I mean, I say, what? What? Just like that? Game just started, just volley a ball in the left hand corner, perfect technique, not too much power, in the kick with the ball, in the sky the ball. Just like that? Alright, man, watch it. Then for the full game, just terrorize Calabar, seeming like he might do it too easy. Like he never, almost like he never did a try. And that was the first game of Manning Cup, bro, the season opener. And before that, I think he told me that he would score like 21 goals out of the team feature. Because obviously people, we went to Kingston, we went to all schools, most of the schools in the Manning Cup, and we did that team feature. I will ask Whisper, how much goals he ever scored this season? And the man say, oh, I think he was at 21 or something like that. And then he scored a couple in the season opener. I'm asking him again, you want to revise that take? Then I think he was at 25. And he scored more than that, he scored 29, bro. So, awesome. You know, from that first game, amen. That was also when I say, it gave me a little bit more confidence in making my takes that this kid is a little bit more special than all the others that we've been watching. Listen, Joe Mar, which moment stand out for you in the Manning Cup where you can say, oh, wow?
The Manning Cup, I think there's only one moment.
CC.
Yeah, like to that point where we continue to see Whisper do what he did. He did it against Mona. You know, he did it against George. It's like there was another game where he literally single-handedly took Casey and carried them on their back, on his back. But that Carolina College game, and I think that's really the game where Dejan Richards solidified himself as an English Premier League caliber player. Based on what we have come to see, you know, based on what we've seen over the last couple of weeks, I think that game was the game that was like, okay, yeah, this is where he did a lot of things that in spite of the competition, it wouldn't matter. We saw him run clock speeds at like almost 29 kilometers per hour in that game. It doesn't matter who you're playing against. You get me? I say, if you run that fast, you run that fast. We see him kick the ball with him left foot across the goal into the far corner. Fico Porto himself would not have saved that shot. So those are the type of things that I think scouts from all over the world saw in that game and decided that he was going to go to the next level. So I think that's the transcendental point in his schoolboy football career. He was already bound for greatness before then, but I think at that point is when he solidified himself as a European base player at that point.
Yeah, that's true. And I remember another point in the competition. We just do a little flashback. I remember they played in the second round. They played Jose Marti.
Yeah.
At what was the field? Royal Castle or something like that in Spanish Town. And we went there, covered the game, recorded the game, and I can tell you, Whisper, he was getting chances, but he just wasn't converting. The shooting boots he never won his shooting boots that day. The first game of the first leg of the first round. Now he was missing chances. He almost scored a bicycle kick. He come off of the bar. Crazy technique. My tech players, them a double team him, them a triple team him, but he just never quite. He wasn't on it that day.
The goalkeeper was otherworldly.
Yeah, Gavin Messam.
Yeah.
He had a good game that game, and
a good game is an understatement.
It was brilliant.
That was one of the most that alongside with some Jaheim Williams performances was amongst the best goalkeeping displays in the whole Manning Cup in that game against Jose Marti. Gavin Messam won his team a point that game.
Quick plug. People, we can go watch that full match there, by the way, over on this side that sports team. Even though I don't only they be, but they do some good work, isn't it? Go over there, go watch it. So after that game, though, the interviewing, bro, I will say, what go on today? I say, keeper is a good keeper. Not the greatest of games, you need to do better. And I can tell you right now, the KC continued, they were upset, bro. You get me? I say they gave it to those players. And then, we talk to Whisper, get the keeper in props, and him say, me catch him by the rebound, me catch him Saturday. And one game before that, he also said, I think it was the final game of the first round, or 2 games out from the first round being done. And he said that he could score 7 goals. You know, and obviously that went viral and social media, and everybody called him bluff. So he was upset in the Jose Marti game. The following game at Stadium East, bro, the kid come out and you could tell it. Came out with a man on a mission, came out with a vengeance. And the kid scored 5 goals, had 3 assists. I mean, I tell you right now, people, he could have scored about 7 or 8.
And they won 9, and the 9th goal was off of a rebound. that Dejan Richards took a shot. So you can call
Yeah,
it.
so he had a hand in every goal. Every single goal. You know, and we spoke him after that, and he was just like, yeah, no, man, like, me as a regular thing.
Regular
so,
thing
we
that
know
one.
to do this. I say. And a lot of people would mistake that for him being hype or cocky or whatever, but the kid is just confident in knowing his ability and he speak about it. You see me? So that was another point, bro, when we say, all right. So when him did say he could have scored 7 goals in one game, he never just attacked.
Yeah.
Because we see him this close to scoring it, and on another day, he definitely would have scored 7 goals or more. So that was another point in the season, bro. Obviously, the Manning Cup, as I said, scoring 29 goals, 19 assists. That is where everybody, found out how talented this kid is. After that, bro, winning all the individual awards, were you surprised?
No, when we went to the award show, Dejan Richards won all the awards. He was the top goal scorer. I think he got the most assists. He was the MVP for every single competition he played in. He literally swept all the awards. The only awards he didn't win was the championship award because his team didn't win, and the Costa Cup MVP award because obviously he played in the Manning Cup. But every competition that he played in, he led in goals, and he also won the most valuable player for it. So he absolutely annihilated that.
Bro, the award ceremony was just crazy. I was there recording it and I was just saying to myself, why don't I just get one seat and just put beside this and make him sit down? Have the man a walk away for come back, Just get him a seat, make him sit down and just collect them one by one.
Yeah, because I bet he would have to collect one and then go back to the stands and then come back out to the stand.
Yeah.
No, at one point they just told him to stay right beside the stand, not go back up to his chair.
Right. Special talent, bro. After this, kind of went silent. A lot of people asking what's going on now, what's next for Whisper. When is the move coming? Then we heard about Newcastle trial. We heard that he would go to England for 2 weeks and take part in a 2-week trial with Newcastle. Went there, mash it up. We spoke to Craig Butler. From all indications, bro, including the fact that Newcastle made an offer, he did well on the trial. You get me? I say, and at that point, we heard that 4 teams were interested: Chelsea, Newcastle.
In 1 second, bro. There are a lot of people speaking about like the Chelsea situation and loaning back players and so on and so forth, and so they're concerned about that. Like we have things to say about that. Like we have inside information that about Whisper's trajectory and his future. So stay tuned. For people who are worried about him being loaned off continent or Chelsea dumping or so on and so forth, I have answers and stuff to say about that. So stay tuned. There's a lot of things that I have to say. So just stay tuned. We're gonna address everything, all of the comments. So Peter Augustus, Mr. Special Edition, we're gonna adjust all of them things. So stay tuned. As you were saying, sorry for cut off.
Yeah. So he went on a trial. Newcastle did well. Came out of the trials with a couple offers, had some interest from another 2 teams, and it was almost a lock that Whisper will be in Europe come the end of the year when he's 18.
Yeah.
So went quiet again. A lot of misinformation, a lot of people saying wrong things. Not knowing, so just speculating, including us before we got the information. What is next for Whisper? We had the Wonderkid conversation. We can revisit that again, but we just give them a timeline.
In this video, we'll definitely be revisiting that. Look at the title.
For sure. But we just give them the timeline. Around a week ago, bro. Was it a week ago or 6 days ago? We got a call. And you can take it up for us.
Oh yeah. So we got a call. We got a call from, and bro, I think you glossed over the Newcastle period too soon. So more I expound on the Newcastle period. So the Phoenix camp would have sent Dejan to England a couple of days earlier. So that's when people have been seeing him training on crappy surfaces, just doing some drills with Kyle because the trial wasn't started yet. So people were saying, Craig is just trying to pull another Leon and Kai, just send them to England and send them to Europe and try, I think. But the trial was set, but because of the football minds that they are, they said, let's get him in the climate, let's get him running up and down. So I heard that he was doing serious running. in the town, running around like in the cold, whatever, getting his lungs adjusted, so on and so forth. Just doing some simple ball drills, but nothing too extra, on the playing surfaces and so on and so forth. And he did indeed start this trial, and from the get-go, his very first day of the trial, Deja Richards showed up in a jacket suit. He went there, he was very professional. The Newcastle training staff were very impressed with him. Newcastle training staff was very impressed with his work ethic. They were very impressed with his humility. And these were all reports that I was privy to see and hear, with my own ears and with my own two eyes. They were very impressed with his humility. They were very impressed with his work ethic. So he went in there quite as usual. So communication is not necessarily a strong point for Dejan Richards in the way how he communicates, but he's a forward. So he doesn't necessarily play in a position like a central defensive midfield position or a centre back position or a goalkeeper where it is absolutely imperative for him to be extremely vocal on the field, right? So, he wasn't very vocal, but he was very humble. He voluntarily carried water and stuff like that. He did all of that stuff. But when he was on the field, he would constantly take players. He scored a lot of goals in this Newcastle trial. There were things being said about him not adapting to the drills and him not really acclimatizing to the environment and him not really coping with the speed of play. All of this was false. He was A1 in all of the drills. He was an absolute standout in the trial. He scored many goals, right? So he scored a lot of goals throughout the trials, and he wasn't even invited to not do a full training with the first team. So it's not like he played a squad match or anything with the likes of Almiron and Nick Pope and so on and so forth. But he did do specific drills with the first team. So he did the shooting drills, he did a bit of dribbling drills, and he was seen by the management of the first team. That is absolutely confirmed. So he never played a squad match with the first team, right? But he was called from the under-23 where he was training, and he did do drills and was seen by the first team. So that's confirmed. Up and complete.
Real quick, bro, before you continue.
Yeah.
Stefan Wright, I mentioned earlier that he had a couple of offers. Chelsea, Ajax, Newcastle, and Genk were the teams interested.
Yeah,
Not all of them made official offers. Also, Balaker, you have a, what you say, bro?
I'm going to get to that. What did I say?
Yeah, Balaker, you have a call-in. We're going to accept call-ins very soon. We just have our little discussion, and then we have to let the people that start call and do some questions on one.
Yeah. We're going to take questions. Bro, we're probably the two lives today. So probably the second one to take questions. You get
People want talking, bro.
Yeah, but let's see. As I said, there's a lot.
Peter Augustus say,
I didn't witness the trials, but I witnessed the reports from Newcastle. Yeah, Newcastle sent reports, Peter Augustus. I wasn't there, Augustus. I wasn't there to see the trials, but Newcastle sent formal reports. Like Newcastle updated his management and had reports on him every single day. So that's a formality, that's a part of the trial process where they would take notes and they would take records and documents of his performance. So I didn't see it with my own two eyes, but there were documents implying his performance. There were records of how he performed. And there are things. So there was a trade on what the squad was smoking, drinking, and therapy. Oh yeah. So as I was saying, so yeah, I didn't see with my own two eyes, but I did witness and see reports from the club themselves. Also, Kyle Butler was there, and if you want to take that as evidence, it might be a biased source, so fine. But Kyle Butler would have witnessed it with his own two eyes, and he will testify to the same. As soon as he completed the trials and got back home, he was made a formal offer from Newcastle. Yes, people. He was made a formal offer from Newcastle. And, bro, I heard this immediately. Right? I knew immediately that Newcastle offered for him. So all this
when you say formal offer, what do you mean? Because them can invite him for another trial, them can invite him in the academy, them can invite.
They offered him a formal offer to be a part of their first team. So they offered him terms with conditions and, you know, salary and so on and so forth that to come and be a Newcastle player. So immediately after trials, he pressed so much that they made a formal offer to him. That obviously Craig decided that he wanted to ponder upon. You know, he wanted to weigh his options, so he didn't respond hastily. Because obviously he believes in the kid and he probably assumed that there would probably have been a better situation for him. Though he did like the environment that Newcastle provided. You know, he did love the environment that Newcastle provided. He did believe that Newcastle would have been a great place for him to go out and to play football. But why not shop around, right? So he did receive a former. So when he was back in Jamaica, there's a lot of noise being made that he was not successful on the trials. You know, the pace of play was too fast for him, so on and so forth. But in all fairness, his trial time just expired, and you know, what's the point of staying longer and putting your visa in jeopardy, knowing that in a few months you might need a work permit? That's why he was back in Jamaica. I did say the Newcastle first team. Yeah, the Newcastle first team. As I said, these are all first team offers. Yeah, so he did get an offer. He came home. You know, he was continuing to work.
Bro, I feel them not just a word, bro. What am I questioning your words? What do you mean by the first team? You're not here. First team, Regin. No academy deal, man. Bro, you lay eyes on the reports when Newcastle said when we spotted on trial. You have credible information that the offer was made.
I may or may not have seen the offer that was made.
There we go, people. So take it and let the gospel, man. Look at the question.
Even Oral Tracy said that he saw the offer as well. I saw the offer. Oral Tracy said he saw the offer. Emil was there. Emil didn't see, but you saw when he was showing me the phone, Emil.
Yeah. So when you turned the phone, he was showing me.
Yeah, he was showing me the phone. He showed me an offer a formal offer Newcastle made for Richard Richards to be a part of their first team. So he was here playing, and as Rush mentioned, there are a few clubs. There's a relationship between Phoenix and Ajax. And there are a few Phoenix players currently right now training with the Ajax youth program, trying to get in at Ajax. So there's a relationship, and I don't think Ajax proposed a formal offer. I don't know if Ajax. I don't think Ajax proposed a formal offer, but Ajax were definitely heavy in contention to get the kid. So Ajax was one of the teams them, and I think that's where, this is me assuming now, this is not me saying something that is fact, but I think Ajax is where you probably would have ended up at Chelsea not coming. I think Ajax would have been the perfect level, you know, for developmental based on what Craig would have seen for the kid. I think Ajax would have probably been where he ended up at Chelsea not coming. And obviously Genk, and you know, that's where Leon Bailey started. That's where Leon Bailey started at Genk, so on and so forth. So he could have gone to Genk, and Genk could have made a competitive offer. So he was here in Jamaica, and apparently a super agent by the name of Joe Shields of Chelsea Football Club reached out to Craig Butler via WhatsApp. Now, Craig Butler is a very connected man. You know, Leon Bailey plays in Europe, in England, you know, amongst other clubs, so it's not too hard to get a hold of it. You know, and he was contacted and he was inquired about. And people, let's talk about Joe Shields for a second. Rush, them been hear my voice. You want to talk to them about Joe Shields just for a little bit?
Bro, me I go show them what I go on. So while you talk, I'm going to put pictures on the screen. When Joe Shields land on the rock.
No, we don't reach that yet. I say, remember, so we don't reach where him land yet, you know.
No, we search for them.
We reach where Chelsea contact the John Richards people, right? So me I ask if them hear my voice and them continue to hear my voice, because me I go continue to the story. You want to just give them a brief synopsis of who Joe Shields is?
But of course, Joe Shields is the co-director of recruitment and talent at the Chelsea Football Club. He's no small fry scout. He's no man we train with the other 18s or a man we coach the under 21. No, this is a top level scout, one of the biggest scouts in the world, bro. And he's working for Chelsea FC, one of the richest clubs in the world. You get me? I say a little background. He was at Fulham, he was at Southampton. Then he was at other couple clubs at the lower level, but at the senior level, he was at he did a stint at these clubs. Most recently, he was at Southampton, and
He was also at Manchester City.
Right before
Can't
he was at
forget that.
Manchester City.
He spent
Manchester City.
nine years at Manchester City. He was
Yeah, how could I leave that one
responsible.
out?
He was responsible for Zinchenko. He was
Phil.
responsible for the four Manchester City players that currently ply their trade at Southampton right now. The goalkeeper that we saw on full display today. Their central defensive midfielder.
The left wing Edozie
Exactly. He was mega.
and Lavia. The CDM name is Lavia.
Yeah, so this man is no, as we say people, he's no small fry. He's no small fry scout, he's no small fry recruiter. This man knows talent. You see me? So I'm saying this so that you understand and speak up the things that he said about us for in the future. You understand why we put so much value to what he's saying. This man is no little pair scout. You get me? I say he's one of the biggest scouts in the world working at City. And Chelsea poached him from Southampton. I guess this was a part of the takeover, of the Bowley takeover.
He was at Southampton for 3 months.
Yeah.
Southampton hired him and gave him the directorial position, and Chelsea saw what they liked and took it, and he went. So the thing was, as I said, the goalkeeper Bazuno and Latvia, the most played teenager in the whole Premier League, the Southampton central defensive midfielder, recently bought from Manchester City. He was the one who brought them in. So he brought in the goalkeeper and he brought in the CDM, the most played teenager. So that's what Joe Shields emphasized. Joe Shields emphasized he believes in giving youth a chance, right? And 4 of Southampton's core players are teenagers, but the goalkeeper and their CDM, who is the most played teenage player, was recruited. And by the way, people, diversity is something that Joe Shields emphasizes on. Joe Shields is 42, married to a woman of African descent, the father of mixed children, and he made it his point of duty to go back to his community and seek out talented, disenfranchised kids, predominantly, will look like we, and propel them to stardom. And he showed us so many that he's doing. But there are also pictures of Joe Shields with Cole Palmer, Joe Shields with Rico Lewis, Joe Shields with Phil Ford, and so on and so forth. He made his career at Manchester City. Right? He made his career at Manchester City. 1 second, let me see what go on in the comment. Let me see. People are saying, Peter, you're a hater. So what is Peter saying to be a hater, though? He said that many top UK youth go on the continent, what makes Whisper different? She just walk into church first. We'll get to that. We will get
to it.
Yeah,
we will get to it.
Peter, we'll get to it. Peter, why you not just...
Relax, no, Peter, man. Peter, man.
Go for a cup of coffee or something, man. For a cup of tea or something.
Peter, Sunday, no, man.
we tell him so we're gonna get to that and him keep on a badger.
Tell him to get something for drink quick and fast and come back.
Get something for drink quick and fast, man, and just relax, man.
Calm down in there.
Just come from church, I wait for your Sunday dinner, I watch some piece of that sports TV.
Yeah.
Peter, what you, Peter?
Yeah, man, just relax, man, and just listen. Because we have the whole scoop right there. So we get to that part. You get me, sir?
Peter, relax, man.
Impressive.
By the way, I have a question, bro.
I come from Meadowbrook and know so much about sport. Rush came from KC. I came from Meadowbrook, but I'm kind of offended. I came from Meadowbrook and I don't know.
Why are you offended, bro?
Because the stigma will come with Meadowbrook there. We just have to accept it.
Come from Meadowbrook and know so much about sport. Meadowbrook don't compete in the sports. I'll have you guys know that while playing at Meadowbrook High School, I was an outstanding goalkeeper and basketball player.
Athlete.
Yeah, being
athlete
recruited
in
by
the
many
school.
other high schools. Being recruited by the high schools, the likes of the Kingston colleges and the St. George's colleges and so on and so forth. Eventually I opted to stick with basketball and I went to Arden High School, which are one of the top and most illustrious basketball schools. So, man, we produce some athletes. Oh God, man. Oh God,
Man,
man.
Adidas, sir.
I have to deal with Meadowbrook, sir. You get me, sir?
Man, Adidas, sir, boy.
Bro, I see
But
somebody.
anyways, I had a question, bro.
Somebody has said it's a rumor. It's £3 million is for sign for.
Anyways, me have a question. Somebody asked me a question. Stefan Wright, question rush. Were all the other offers pre-contractual agreement? At this point, it would have to be a pre-contractual agreement. The kid is not 18 yet. So what they're saying is they're not officially signing and saying we play for Chelsea right now. It is for the next, how many months is it until November? For that about we will not speak to any clubs. We are at this point obligated to Chelsea FC. In
addition to some other preliminary things, like he has to maintain certain standards, he will have to visit England a few times. You know, between now and November, he'll have to visit Stamford Bridge and so they'll get permission from FIFA to have him come in twice. I think something like that. So there's a lot of things, in addition to a lot more that I can't mention right now. But there's a lot of things, they'll have people come and look at him, they'll have plans. Obviously, he's still in the care of Kirk Butler. And that is for certain, right? He's still in the care of Kirk Butler. So, by the way, people, that is Joe Shields, the co-director of scouting. Let's just say the director of scouting, because he's responsible for this region and London. So he's responsible for Africa, South America, North America, and the London area, right? So he's the director for that region. So he's the director of scouting, a top gun, and he's right there, right? Right there. The only thing me upset about is I never put myself in another picture there. Hey, man, you have no picture with me and Joe? Bro, when
you never put yourself in that position there.
Josh, I have a picture with me and Joe. Guaranteed never picture with me.
The people that are gonna sit.
But yeah, people, in that image that he's showing right now, that's just Joe Shields, Craig Butler, Dujan Richards. That's the director of scouting. The director of scouting.
Bro, you know what?
Bro, you can share a screen. You can share a screen and pull up Google right now. For people who might be saying, just show him in time.
For the doubters. Yeah, for the doubters.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Joe Shields is a massive deal, and I know that some people might not want to go to Google to do the research for themselves. So Rush will just pull up Joe Shields real quick. So as I'm saying, Joe Shields, we just gave his resume, responsible for two of the most played teenagers in Premier League right now, playing at Southampton, coming from Manchester City. The Southampton goalkeeper is a kid. The Southampton central defensive midfielder is a kid. Both of whom coming from City. Joe Shields brought them to Southampton, and when Joe Shields got the job at Southampton, he only did one transfer window. And Chelsea was so impressed with that one transfer window that they offered him a big amount of butters to be the director of scouting at Chelsea. Let's just say that. So people are worried about what Chelsea did in the past, even though I will make mention to some good things that Chelsea did in the past. But Joe Shields is the new director of scouting. Joe Shields, the teams that are responsible for the most introduction of youth players, which is Man City over the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
Think about youth academy players from Man City that either go on to play for Man City or go on to get big contracts elsewhere. Man City and then Arsenal, right? Mm-hmm. So and then you have Ajax, who is all over here, which is why Craig loves Ajax. But Man City and Arsenal are two teams. And Joe Shields.
Bro, I forget to. Let me show them Joe Shields real quick. So a quick Google. Because people we don't really want, as I say, right now we are trying to take a word as gospel. We don't really want to not question a certain way. You get me? I said, so Joe Shields, who was in Jamaica, this is the man, just simple Google. And that's Joe Shields. Also, make a look on all. This is Chelsea FC. They posted an article on their website announcing that he's the new director of. Here we go. Shields joined from Southampton, where he's the head of senior recruitment. He was responsible for the same senior recruitment. Prior to his role at Southampton, Shields spent 9 years at Man City, initially as academy scouting manager, and then becoming the head of academy recruitment and talent management. Earlier he was at Crystal Palace, Fulham, all of that. So people, as I say again, this is not no little man scout, Reggie. This is not no
he's
Big deal.
a
he's
big
as high
deal.
he's as high as it gets in scouting. Joe Shields speaks directly to the owners. Joe Shields' boss is the owners. Yeah, so you know that there's scouts. Joe Shields has a scouting network. But he believed that Whisper was at such a high level that it would be insulting to send members of the scouting network. So he jumped on a plane from England himself to come and to make a pitch to John Richards. He believed that Whisper was so good, indeed a Wonderkid, that it would have been too insulting to just send a delegation. As I said, Joe Shields controls a scouting network. He's the director of scouting. Right, so he controls a scouting network, but he didn't send any scouts. He came himself, and he's the top scout.
And he could have, bro. He could have.
He could have.
Easily.
He could have sent.
Exactly.
Easily.
So
Yeah, man. Stefan Wright, he will be. He will be an official Chelsea.
it can't be in November because the transfer window
No, it
opens.
would be in January.
So in January he'll be an official Chelsea player. But yes, as I was saying, so Joe Shields
No, Fabrizio Romano announced it. Fabrizio Romano don't announce academy deals.
yeah.
So
Yeah, so Joe Shields reached out to the Phoenix management group, and you know he said that he had great interest in Dejan Richards. He would have gotten access to. Unfortunately, I'm not sure how he did. Unfortunately for Newcastle, he'd have gotten access to some of that trials. You know, so Newcastle have a leak. Newcastle have a rat. Newcastle figured that out. You know, they just lost a good one because of a leak within Newcastle. So you'd have gotten access to Dejan Richards' reports and probably even gotten footage. I don't know how, because he's Chelsea and that's Newcastle. I don't know how.
yo, Uncharted Media Production. Thank you.
I'm
Man,
saying.
just ask, bro. First team.
Yes, this is not an academy contract. Dejan Richards will be a part of the first team. As I said, people.
Bro, Uncharted Media asked him if they're dead. In a
Yeah,
little bit
so
more
bro,
colorful way than I did a while ago.
We tell. Where's Emeka, who is doing the deal? Okay, so Emeka was the middle passage between Joe Shields and Craig Butler. Somebody asked about Emeka, so it was Emeka who was the link between
Emeka is elite sports manager, right?
So it was Emeka and Craig Butler apparently are really good friends. And he was the middleman between the things happening. But Joe Shields decided that a middleman was not enough. So even though he could have negotiated, right, because they did offer prospective terms from even before Joe Shields arrived, which I saw, people say I'm not making this up, right? Which I'm not making this up. Chelsea did send a proposal before Joe Shields even arrived. But Joe Shields decided that, bro, we got the
Interruption. Sorry, boss. You see, I'm interruption, bro. That's just what I do. You see me? Freedom Vlog
FC.
Big up for the interruption. I'm happy for the kid. Craig Butler is the man, and him. I guess that is an abbreviation. I don't know what the M mean, the A mean, and the N mean. Him say, give him his flowers. What do you think the M, A, and N mean, bro?
I'm just it's a man, like he doesn't emphasize. I'm not thinking him abbreviated. He just put the full stops to make it bolder, isn't it?
I don't think so, but alright, I'll work with it.
Yeah, so put back, oh yeah, you have
continue.
the picture of Joe Shields. So that's the picture of Craig Butler, Dejan Richards, Joe Shields in one photograph, as you can see, people. Emil was the one who took the photograph. Emil Smith right here, he was also granted access to witness all of this. And now we're just speaking about the dialogue, you know, between Joe Shields telling Craig that he's interested and telling Craig that he convinced Craig that he wants this kid more than Newcastle wants him. And
Bro, I can because from the Phoenix side they posted similar stuff. We can post things like this. So while I talk, me just gonna put something else on the screen. So you say how he convinced them that he wanted him more. The man
Yeah.
coming in PowerPoint, bro. So continue.
Oh, that was from Phoenix page?
No, they posted it. Yeah,
Or Phoenix posted this?
yeah.
Alright. So,
So you know what the announcement video? They
yeah,
literally
because,
had. They
hey,
literally had.
Emil, I was just about like, we just really want to come put me under pressure, you know?
No man. In the announcement video, bro, at the end they had a screenshot of the pitch.
Oh yeah, so
Okay.
essentially, yeah, so the thing was Joe Shields, Chelsea FC showed Craig Butler and Dejan Richards and Sharika Brown. That's Whisper's mother. That Chelsea wanted him more than Newcastle. So Newcastle sent an offer, a good offer, a first team contract with good terms. But Chelsea, you know, obviously Craig would have told Joe Shields, hey, Newcastle is offering. Ajax wants him, right? Genk wants him. And Joe Shields
Interrupted, bro. Sorry, my bad. Bro, I hate to do it, but I love to do it. from Raymond Asburn, Whisper in Wonder in England.
Whisper in
Looking forward to
Wonder.
that day. Looking forward to that day. But big up for
More on
interruption.
again for the interruption. More on
No, no,
again.
no.
Yeah, you love that like a soundboard.
No, I love it, man. I love it. I'm a favorite thing over here.
Yeah, me do run of applause quick and fast. Me run of
Yeah,
applause.
round of applause.
Yeah, man.
Emil, set up something for me, give a round of applause. Let me give a round of applause. So, anything. I'm going to give you a round of applause, boy.
Yeah,
Nah,
sure.
get it out.
Another time for round of applause.
I time that, man. I'm telling you, man.
Here we go on. Joe Shields did a wonderful job. Round of applause to Joe Shields, one of the biggest scouts in the world.
But wait, bro. Joe Shields told Craig Butler that he wanted Whisper more than Newcastle wanted Whisper, and that's why he's going to do more than Newcastle was doing for Whisper. Round of applause for that.
So why not clap for?
By the way, bro, I don't know if you took some screenshots of Joe Shields' Instagram story where he posted Dejan Richards getting debuted for the national team. Chelsea can't officially release this yet. It's the same with the Enrique and Real Madrid situation. Chelsea technically can't officially release until it's official, but Craig Butler is well within his right to release it. So the information is out there, it is true, but Chelsea won't make an official announcement. But if you look on Joe Shields' Instagram page, you would have had Dejan Richards, pictures of Dejan Richards making his debut big time. Real quick, this is Joe Shields' Instagram page, people. So that's what Joe Shields, see? Oh yeah, this the goalkeeper that I spoke about, right, Rush? The goalkeeper that I spoke about that Joe Shields brought to
Southampton.
So yeah, so anyway, so because Joe Shields wanted Dejan more than Newcastle wanted Dejan, Joe Shields decided that he was going to show. And Joe Shields being the director of scouting, could have sent a delegation, could have sent scouts to come in, but he himself flew from London 9 hours, a flight that was delayed in Miami. So yeah, his flight was delayed in Miami and he was supposed to arrive in Kingston at about 8:20. He didn't arrive in Kingston until about 10:30. So me and Emil were there at the airport waiting for Joe Shields to arrive. Oh yeah, the phone call. Oh, because that's where he wanted me to start, but I couldn't start this way. I had to start from before. And the phone call, I received a call from Kyle Butler. By the way, people, we did a video with Kyle Butler a few months ago. Kyle Butler talking about his story, a very inspirational one. Kyle Butler has gone through a lot. Kyle Butler has done a lot. Kyle Butler has been through a lot, and he's doing what he does right now. He's a powerhouse in the music. Recently producing songs like Valiant, Protect Me. That's a big song. It's a trending song. Working with Silk Boss and other top artists in the dance hall. So Kyle Butler is definitely, as people that said, I do the damn thing. That's definitely what Kyle Butler is doing. And also in football, Kyle Butler called me and he's like, while we spoke in Newcastle, I was like, hey Kyle, we always are there for the youth, we always push the youth. We never yet doubt the youth. We always a put we head. This other sports TV always a put we head on the block for the John Chats because we know how good he is. We know, bro. Remember me saying this that the Jamar Clarks and all of them other players playing in the championship and League One that are a bit older than him. And I'm saying the only reason why Whisper isn't spoken about in their class is because of the passport that he possesses. You remember me saying those type of things? And people are saying, oh, you know, Craig Butler, China, whatever. Because me, I gotta look and say, yo, Whisper is as good as them. And had Whisper had an English passport, bro, Whisper would have been in obviously, in the know. So had he had an English
would have
passport,
been further.
exactly. So had he had an English passport, I guarantee you would have already played Premier League football. You'd have definitely played Championship football, right at this point, 100% sure. And when I say them things, the people beat me. When we say him as good as when we say him as good as the Jamar Clarks, them and the Connor Boats Clarks and Tyler Roberts and all, when I said those things, Omar Hutchinson had said those things, people beat me. But I constantly put my head on the block for the kid because I've seen it with my own two eyes. And one thing with me, you know, but myself and Rush and Emil is that we know about football. More than enough people that chat like them know about football. We know about football. You get me? I say I can put my head on my father and next son. I know about football. You get me? I say guaranteed 100%. So because of this, I look at Kyle and I say, yo, Virgin, we put head on the block, you know. I don't know how I'm going with Newcastle because we're here only for foolishness now. We're here saying, all right, HS Stewart said, please read it, so we're going to read it. I'm a Spurs supporter for years. I sent an email to them last summer asking them to scrape up Whisper immediately. They did nothing, and now they will reap. Now they will reap the whirlwind. And that's true. And that's true. Bro, Joe Shields is the best at his job.
Yeah.
Joe Shields is the best at his job. And I think hands down. City was doing the thing for 9 years, which is why they've developed the best youth academy in the whole entire world, and Joe Shields is behind that. So Chelsea now, seeing that what City did, decided to go ahead and get what City had, which was Joe Shields. And now Chelsea is trying to build, because Joe Shields even said it. He said that right now Manchester City is the best. He said it, right, Emil?
Yeah.
He said Manchester City is the best. They're the best run club, they're the best youth academy, they have the best programs, they have the best players, they have the best facilities. Manchester City is the best. However, Todd Bowley and the other two owners want Chelsea to be the best. And as such, they know that in order to be the best, they have to start from first youth. And because Joe Shields helped make Man City the best at the youth academy, Chelsea went for him and paid him a lot of money to come and do at Chelsea what he did at Man City. And there are a lot of... What you say, bro?
Right, say, if he's asking, Joma, is your father a former national player?
No, my father is not a former national player, unfortunately. Bro, you know, say...
Man said unfortunately.
Stories, you know, him playing a Super League when he was younger, and when Rivali did Cup Premier League, he was on the top defender on the team, he matched up with me, and that kind of, you know, cost him in his career. Who knows, maybe he could have gone to be a national player, you know? But anyway, my father did good. Yeah, so are you going to blur?
I know.
Oh,
That's
okay.
a comment or reply to comments.
So basically, as I said, Joe Shields, Man City the best, and Joe Shields said it, Man City is the best, but Chelsea is going to be the best. And he said it himself, and he's like, dude, not to be arrogant, but I know I'm the best at what I do, and my work and my CV shows it. And he did show us his CV, amen. And he did show all of those players, just a few of whom we've spoken about. So Joe Shields came to Jamaica at Norman Manley International Airport. Rush, I did send you pictures of him coming in at the airport.
Videos.
Yeah. You should.
That I've already compiled and will post after this live. So after this live, you guys will see Whisper and Craig Butler meeting Joe Shields at the airport.
Is there a way you can put up a picture of?
Bro, what can't I do? Come on. A freeze man freeze.
Look, so.
Hey, Emil, make a fade of you tell Emil.
How the man are going with over the office?
I try to tell him man in a deep beside a sports TV office man there freeze. But yeah, as you were saying, Joe Shields Yeah, he flew into Jamaica and met with Craig Butler and Whisper at the airport, Craig Butler also. And they spoke for a bit. Then they went to a Phoenix training session that took place at around 11 or 12 in the night, bro.
Pause it right there, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, I was so shocked. I was so shocked because in my head I'm saying there is no way he goes to this training session. He might go straight to the hotel, go get rest, and then tomorrow him deal with whatsoever him need to deal with. But
Yeah.
people, that's how serious Joe Shields was. He took that time and he said, yes, I have to be there. I'm going there. And just like that, people, he was there watching the training session, saw a lot of players that he was in fact impressed with, sitting down speaking with Jean Richards, and then looking at the players from Phoenix Academy training people. So I said it's really a big deal, and it showed how much Joe Shields wanted Whisper. It showed that level of interest. So people, I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to seeing what Richards is going to do. But right now, people, me there look for my co-worker them, and me have to wonder what kind of man them this. I'm to them, man, of God. You know, so I fire Rush and Joe, man. What am I going to deal with? Come on for your phone.
Bro, you have to understand that I'm a producer also, you know, bro. You have to understand, say, we have to make the magic happen, you see me? So, if Joe Mar is unable to make us see his video, we must be able to hear your audio, you see me? Bro, you there? Yo, Joe Mar.
I'm back on.
You hear me, Emil?
Yeah, man, I hear him.
Am I back on?
Yeah, we're here.
Alright, everybody I hear me, ask people them if they hear me.
We are here now, see you.
People, if you not hear Joe Mar, just drop a one in the comment section. Just drop a one in
If they might hear me,
Eh?
bro, if they might hear me, like the video, bro.
I don't lie, but them supposed to do that already still, no? Some of them want them, you know? Hey, people, if you not hear Joe Mar right now, like the video. Just like the video real quick. Them say them are here. Them are here, my boy.
Are they hearing me?
That is it.
Solids, you want to know who Joe Shields is? What do you go through it not too long ago? You need to come and show them earlier. You need to come and show them earlier.
Pull up the video.
Google it,
Just
Solids,
rewind
Google
the
it.
line, and go back.
Yeah, just hold it back and turn back. Yeah. Replay it.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, bro. So I was wondering if you could have put up a screenshot. If you could have put up a screenshot of one of the videos that I sent you, or I don't know, I could have sent you a picture and you put up of when Joe Shields was out at the airport meeting the Phoenix people and Dujan Richards.
Yeah,
I think
man,
just for people to see that moment right now, even before the videos are posted, because people will be posting very many videos. So come, don't worry. But just so the people them can see, bro. If there's any way you can find a screenshot, put it up so the people them can see when him step out of that that arrivals terminal at the Norman Mali International Airport. That would be good while we continue talking to people.
Yeah, man, may I make it up, man, but go on talk.
Yeah, so people, so I got that call from Carl Butler saying, bro, you say you want the exclusive? Well, now I'm at Manly Airport at 8:30. And he just said one word, Chelsea. And then the message was deleted afterwards. You know?
Yeah.
So it was no on me to decide whether or not I wanted this exclusive or did. That's all I got. So it was a matter of, constantly asking, constantly being a journalist, constantly asking, just, calling the people I need to call, why I'm the back of yard. When I call who I was supposed to call, why is he back home? I heard that he had an offer from Newcastle. So while people were speculating about, he failed on trial, I knew that he had an offer at Newcastle, right? So I got that call, Norman Manley, 8:30, one word, Chelsea. I was like, Chelsea, bro, what are you talking about? Chelsea Court, Chelsea Avenue, which girl named Chelsea? Like, what's going on, right? That's where my head was at that point when he said, Chelsea. So I did what any journalist would do, and I called my cameraman. I called the third person on the channel, Emil, I sitting right there. And I said, Emil, whisper got Chelsea, bro. You have to live up yourself. We literally got like, what was it, email? Like about an hour notice?
Yeah.
Yeah, about an hour notice, and we just line up ourselves, all afresh, pick up email, and shot it down on Palisades, and we're about to see what was transpiring. Now, when I got there, we saw, as I said previously, the flight was delayed. So when I got there, we saw Mr. Butler, Bush, and I said, must be a big day. In a polo shirt and a little dress pants, and I said, must be a big day. Obviously, we being us, we put on our uniform because that's all we do. But I was like, it must be a big day, and that's when I started to get filled in as to what was going on. So, Mr. Butler, that was when I started to see the reports from Newcastle. That was when I saw the offer from Newcastle. That's when I saw the proposal from Chelsea. That's when Mr. Butler started to tell me about Joe Shields. And he was like, do you know Joe Shields? And I was like, not really. And he was like, and this is a quote, people. It's like, what you have to say about football and you know about Joe Shields? Them young youth you see, man, that's exactly what Mr. Butler said. And I'm just chill, because if me in the game, me in a youth football like that, I'm supposed to know who Joe Shields is, because he's the best in the game. And that's when me and Emil started to do our investigation about Joe Shields.
Rush, your mute. Alright, people, hold on.
Rush, you put up the picture yet?
May I get it, man? May I get it? Yeah,
Yeah, and
Eh? People, like and share the video. Like and share, know that it improves the visibility of the live, people. So while we're handling some things, we try and get the video and the pictures up. Just go and like and share and comment.
yeah. So as I said, people, I think not gonna go around, It's a power cut, my experience right now. But the show must go on. Yeah, man, I say. Yeah, as embarrassing as it is, and I'm in the midst of a power cut right now, but I had to find a way to keep the content coming to you guys. This is big. This is important, and you have to find a way. Allow me to tell you, Rush?
Never tell a lie yet, my brother.
So, essentially what was supposed to happen was Joe Shields was supposed to land, and then at 8:30, then he was supposed to take them to a Phoenix training session at an undisclosed location. A Phoenix training session where you would witness and see some other Phoenix players in action. So they would run a brief 1 hour to 45-minute training session, and then after that training session, they would then move over to another undisclosed location where Director Shields would make his pitch. And then afterwards the business would be done. If the pitch was seemed desirable by the Johnny Tragic's handlers. So that was supposed to be the procession for the night. However, considering that the flight was delayed by about 2 hours, when Joe Shields finally arrived and Emil had his camera up ready to go, and I was there just looking ahead, just wondering like if this is actually for real. Not knowing anything about what was going on. So I didn't know if it was Joe Shields was going to bring Whisper to the academy. I didn't know what Joe Shields was going to do. I just know that Chelsea was offering him good compensation, I can say that. Very good compensation to come to Chelsea, but I didn't know any more of the details. Besides that, as I said, as Craig Butler said, and as I'm saying, safe to say, definitely the biggest deal out of Jamaica by a long shot. And I think when Ricardo Gardner made his move over to Europe, I think it was just under a million if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, this was the biggest move. This was the biggest move directly out of Jamaica by a long shot. So I saw all of that, but I still wasn't sure the details. So when Joe Shields came, it was 10:30. So that kind of put a fork in the evening because obviously, considering that it's so late, the business probably wouldn't get to be completed that same night, even though Mr. Butler would have wanted everything to transfer smoothly, considering that Joe Shields was only going to be in the country for. So he was supposed to arrive at 8:30, and his flight back to England was the next day at 8:30. So he was slated to stay in Jamaica for only 24 hours. So he was charged with the responsibility of coming, making a pitch, and getting a signature in 24 hours. And Rush, can I say he was successful in even less time?
I don't lie.
Yeah, because his flight was delayed by 2 hours. So he didn't even get his full 24 hours. But when he finally arrived and they did their introductions, and I was so fortunate to be introduced to Joe Shields as well. It was crazy knowing his caliber, knowing the type of things that he's accomplished, and the stuff that he's done. I felt very privileged to have been.
Oh, for them two, man. Yeah. Alright, people, it look like they're having some technical difficulties. Well, I don't know what them two men are going with now. I've got to lower them salary now. I like how them are moving now. Are you back?
Moving. You see how things come full circle, bro?
Mm-hmm.
So a couple of years ago, when him at City brought Zinchenko over to Manchester City, he would have brought somebody else from Ukraine to kind of, keep him settled, keep him stable. And then that same person, considering that Zinchenko now lives in London because he plays for the greatest club on earth.
I don't lie.
That same person with Zinchenko, close friends of his, is now responsible for helping out Mudryk in transitioning into the English football game. And this was all information that Emil, tell me if I lie, man.
President home table, they run the story, no? Take it as the gospel. Oh, I'm telling you, man.
Yeah. So bro, them feel like the stream for this, bro.
Them for that already?
Yeah, they like all of this deserve so he was telling all of this story that he was fundamental in making sure Zinchenko was comfortable and stuff like that. So he was telling all of these stories. So he came out and he said to Mr. Butler, what do you have planned? Where do we go next? He told Mr. Butler the hotel that he was booked to stay in or whatever. And Mr. Butler was like, we have the boys waiting at this particular location, ready and raring to go for a training session. Obviously, the training session was supposed to be at 9 because the flight was supposed to arrive at 8:30. But the flight ultimately arrived at about 10:30. Yes, people were there at the airport for about 2 hours just sitting and waiting. So when the flight arrived at 10:30, we saw Joe Shields come off, and it really, really was real. And all of these documents that Kirk Butler was showing me weren't documents that he forged, because if you follow some people, that's what they would have said, him forged the documents. Them, them with it. So these were all documents, and Joe Shields was actually there in person. And I'm telling you, I was in disbelief because I was looking at the Google and I was zooming in and I was like, this is the same, but this is actually Joe Shields. Like for real. Like this isn't a fluke. This is actually real for real. This is Joe Shields. And he never sent, him and the director scout, he never sent nobody.
The moment, because obviously I couldn't go to the airport. The moment you tell me, say I got the airport, and the moment you tell me name, obviously I run my research and I see it and I say, well, all right, we need to see a picture. When they send me the picture, I'm gonna look back on my Google and I say, all right, this is real. This is no bluff.
That was exactly me.
It could have been that I talk to Joe Shields, but Joe Shields send when I'm understudy and send when I'm scout. No, this is Joe Shields.
And that would have still be real too. That would have still be real.
True.
Because I'm sure that Joe Shields has sent many a scout to many African nations and to many South American nations to get in contact with people. I'm sure that has happened.
Mm-hmm.
But as I'll reveal later on in the story, Joe Shields believed that this kid is really special and is going to be a top talent, which is why he felt the need to come himself. So Craig said the boys have been waiting there since about 7:30 to run the training. However, it's late. I understand if you want to just go back to the undisclosed location to do the business, or if you want to go to the hotel and we have business tomorrow. And Joe Shields being the type of person he is, he love football, he love the kids. He just said, if the boys are there ready to go, then that's where we're going. And I tell you that they left from Normal International Airport at minutes to 11 and went to that training location. I can tell you that Craig Butler had them run an intense ball work training session from about 11:30 to 1:30 in the night.
Stop. May I have to do the biggest interruption right now? Sorry, my brother.
Yeah.
But people, just a while ago, we hit 6,000 subscribers. Just a while ago. So we dropped some likes. Just a while ago. Round of applause to all the people in the chat.
Yeah.
Round of applause to all the people watching the content and subscribing. Thank you guys for getting us to 6,000 subscribers. If you're watching this live right now with all this exclusive content and you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, if you don't change the color of that subscribe button, do it right now. People with 6,000 subscribers, come on, man. That's not a small feat, bro. Come on, man. Next up, 10K.
One more.
One more. I want to make some more. Yeah. With the Mr. People, again, thank you guys for the support. Obviously, that's the best way to show the support is to, subscribe to the channel and like the thing so they can push out the content. We have 348 people on the live right now. Hey, man, I can check the likes in there, let me know. And yeah, just want some feel good on myself, bro, with 6K. People.
Yeah, 339 persons there and 168 likes.
People like the video, man.
People, we can do much better than this.
The more people like the video, the more the video will be shared and the more people can come on and hear this. Because the story just a start, it don't really get nicer.
Selfish.
They want to keep the thing to
Just
themselves.
like the thing so more people can come on and watch, so more people can hear. As I said, people, we will be answering. Rush, tell them so we will be answering all questions them have to ask. Probably, I don't know, maybe the story might go so long, we might have to have a Q&A live.
Yeah, we'll have a party.
Fine.
Yeah. But watch it now, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, them can ask them questions now, but can't promise them, so I'm going to give them the answer with them on, bro. I tell you that right now. But anyway, 6K subscribers.
There might be some things that we can't reveal.
Yeah, bro. 6K subscribers. Drop an next answer. Make some nice. Continue with the story, bro.
Yeah, so we left from Manly. Obviously, me and Emil driving. Just I follow the story. Because at the end of the day, it's the nature of the job. We follow the story, and they were there at the training session. They started at about 11:30 and they never done till 1:30. It was supposed to be 45 minutes. It ended up being 2 hours of intense ball work. First of all, let me talk about some of the players that I saw at this training session. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be releasing this, but right now I could do it.
Hey, if you're not sure, I bet you left it in my bro.
Yeah, that me answer too.
Marquise Reed.
What
Can you
is-
hear me, bro?
Yeah, yeah.
Marquise Reed was there. So that's interesting. That's a name that you probably wouldn't expect to hear.
Yeah.
And Marquise Reed the ball out, bro.
Yeah? I thought it's Clarendon
so
College.
Marquise Reed
Clarendon College
did
star
look
boy.
good. Huh?
That's a Clarendon College star boy.
Yeah, Clarendon College star boy. He was there. Son of Roger Green, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah, he was there.
Relative.
Obviously, Michael Graham from Jamaica College, he was there as well. And then Dylan John was there recently back from the Under-17 World Cup. Dylan John was there.
Bell.
I didn't see Jamali Bell at that particular training session.
Alright.
Bro, keep in mind, bro, this was at midnight.
Yeah.
This was at midnight. Like, I kid you not, this was at
Bro.
midnight. The youth them had some intense ball work drills at midnight.
Bro, but if I'm a prospect, I'm here to say the best scout in the world, the director of Chelsea recruitment and talent I come to Jamaica, I could at 2 a.m. May I stay up and play ball for you. I get my answer, bro. So respect you them hustle and grind, but at the end of the day, you have to do it if you want to get there. So yeah, it was a big deal.
Bro, what you can do is find some pictures of this session.
Oh, for sure.
Not any videos yet, but you can find some pictures. You can just like put up the videos and not play them.
Yeah.
We're going to release the videos then. You get me, I said? Because I do have videos that I can release of the training session. So you can just put up some pictures of them at midnight playing.
Yes, man.
And obviously, so while you find the videos, I'll continue to speak on this particular part, right? Though there are a lot of players, Akeem Bernard was there. He was pretty impressive. Daniel Mitchell caught the eye of Joe Shields as well. Joe Shields referred to him as the coolie bally type player. That's exactly what Joe Shields referred to Daniel Mitchell as. I'm not making this up. I heard me hear it with my own ears.
You sure you're not making this up, bro?
No man, me hear it too. Me hear it too, Rush. Shock.
When I hear him say that, I say, whoa.
Also, Daniel Mitchell is going away on trial at Aston Villa later in March. So stay tuned for that. There might be a part 2 of this. Let's just say that. Alright?
Yes, sir.
We might be doing this again because Daniel Mitchell goes on trial at Aston Villa. Deshaun Richards went on trial at Newcastle. So it might not be Aston Villa who signs him. It may well be Aston Villa who signs him. He may not yet sign, but he goes on trial on March 20th, Daniel Mitchell. So stay tuned for that. We'll try to stay on top of that story as well. But yeah, so Joe Shields referred to him as a coolie bally type defender. But who stood out? Obviously, Deshaun Richards wasn't a part of this training session. I'm not sure if Rush is finding the pictures. Deshaun Richards obviously just was at the airport meeting Joe Shields. So he was fully dressed in like regular attire. He was not a part of this training session. So he was sitting beside Joe Shields, and Joe Shields was just getting to know the kid. So Whisper was sitting beside Joe Shields. Joe Shields was talking to him, I didn't hear what they were talking about, of course. I was at the other side of the playing surface. But he was talking to Whisper, and I saw them laughing, I saw them joking about Craig Butler wasn't even there, it was Kyle. It was Kyle, Joe Shields, and Deshaun that was sitting. Craig Butler was on the field training his boys. Right? So it was just Kyle Butler there, Kyle Butler and Joe Shields talking, and Whisper. Whisper not saying much, but listening intently and answering questions with his one words as his MO.
Bro, I think you can go back in your studio and know, boy.
Is it?
What you say?
Check your studio.
Oh, yeah, light is back.
Yo,
Shut in sweet, the man forget to the light come back.
I really run on one part, bro. Back like I never left, alright?
Like I never left. But, bro, did it seem like I left, though? People, did it seem like I left?
Bye,
Man.
But come on, remember say 2 live we're doing, bro. So we have to make it, we have to get everything in this one, and then we'll jump to the next,
Bro, you know, I'm a storyteller, and I will tell my story in the fullest and in its entirety. Okay?
Alright, when you get cut off, I just say the badness come down, bro. You see?
Alright, so
But people, light come back.
Yeah, somebody else said Joe Shields is coming from Southampton. Yeah, he's coming from Southampton. He left. He was at Southampton for one transfer window before going to Chelsea. But anyways, as I was saying, so him and Whisper there. You find some clips of them at the training session, bro?
Yeah, man, I put up now.
Yeah, so they were there at the training session. As I said, some players like Marquise Reed was there, so on and so forth. And the boys really put on a solid display for Joe Shields. Passing drills, scrimmages, rondos, they played intense football. But one player really took the show. And his name is Nathaniel McCarthy, aka Mighty Ants. People, let me tell you, Craig Butler do it with Leon and do it with Whisper. He's not going to do it again with Mighty Ants. No, I'm not saying he's not going to do it between Mighty Ants, We might see it with Denzel Washington McKenzie, we might see it again. You get me, I said? We may or we may not see it again. But what I can guarantee you is that Nathaniel McCarthy, mark my words, aka Mighty
Okay, next Phoenix for fly.
Nathaniel McCarthy, aka Mighty Ants, will play in the Premier League. I guarantee it. And don't take my word for it, take Joe Shields' word for it. Saying that don't worry, in 5 years I'll be back for you. And he said that without any smile on his face. Mighty Ants absolutely impressed. I'm an 11-year-old primary school kid playing with Phoenix, and like it or not, Phoenix have some top baller. So yeah, people, that's the session at midnight. That's
Joe Shields talking to them after the session too.
Yeah. So that's Emil, by the way, with the camera. Big up Emil. This photograph was taken by me, people. Yes, we can do behind the camera work too. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Mighty Ants was impressive. Mighty Ants took the show. Mighty Ants, as an 11-year-old playing with Donnie Mitchell and Damar Whitfield and Marquise Reed and Dylan Chan and all those boys, the 11-year-old, he must salad them. And he must play a true pass. And he must score goals. Back me up in the email, well, why? Don't back me up. But Emil, align me.
Could the show go and go down? Okay, man.
I chew in it, dog. I chew in the email. I chew your thought, dog.
Show go and go down, man. But yes, people, I can verify everything that Jomar is saying. He's a top talent for his age. I mean,
not for his top talent, period.
Hey, people, may I tell you, sometimes him call for the ball, I just say, Dana! Let's look on this little Mighty Ants. I was so shocked and surprised the quality of this guy. And he fit in quite well. Fit in right there, you wouldn't even know him age.
Talk about when him get it and fake pass and drag it. Mighty. You see, as Mr. People, I'm sure Emil caught videos of it. I'm sure there will be videos.
Of course.
Stay tuned for videos of Mighty Ants absolutely destroying Phoenix Academy players. Getting the ball, drag, making true passes, doing a lot of good stuff. And obviously, out of everybody, Joe Shields did call Mighty Ants. You know, and took some contact information. Let's just say that. You know, and said that in a few years' time he'll be back for that kid. I guarantee you, Mighty Ants is next set people. And after that now, it was too late for any business to happen. So everybody shake hands. Them announced the time and date of the meet the next day. And we just have to forget about the next day at an undisclosed location where Joe
Brain drain.
I'm the brain drain.
Bro, brain drain. You gotta get. Well, bro, I'm in a good mood, I'm in a good mood. So let's
I'm telling you, man.
Brain drain, you gotta get your video evidence, man. Right after this live, you'll see some videos.
Remember, the video evidence away, man.
I want video coverage.
Don't worry about it, man. Carry on, my brother.
Yeah, so after that, we need some video coverage. Sounds like so we're not showing pictures.
Big man, continue the man. Yes,
oh, stop for 5 seconds.
Joma, wait.
Hold on there, little.
Stop.
Wait.
Man.
Give me the mic, mama talk. Huh? We don't literally show a picture when Joe Shields at the airport at time to Craig Butler. We don't literally show Joe Shields that talk to the youth them after the training session at midnight. We have videos still now, bro. We have videos. And we have to show videos. But we must say, this sound like second-hand knowledge. When we literally show images of it happening. We literally show images of it happening. That's why I must say, Adamant, we put up the picture them, you know. Because I know some people out there that say them things there, you know. That's why I must say, Adamant, you put up the picture them. Obviously, we have saved the video them because we have talked over the picture them. So it makes sense to show a video while we have talked. But a man has said this sound like second-hand knowledge and we literally post photographs of this happening. We saw Emil in that photograph right now for confirmation. So we see Emil hold the camera while I was taking photographs. And a man has said, sound like second-hand. Boy, anyway, that's what I said, bro. So the next day, you can go back to the picture that Phoenix posted of the pitch. Phoenix posted this particular picture, where shall I go back to? Of when Joe Shields came back to the location where the pitch was made. Jean Richards was in the room, his mother, and other members of family. And every single Phoenix elite player was allowed in this meeting. And I mean, Mighty Ants was there, Pusai was there. All of the players like that live with Craig were in the meeting. Craig said he wanted these players there to see how it's going to be when it's their time. And Joe Shields especially asked for mighty hands. Joe Shields said, yo, we're mighty hands. No, bro, Managa can provide brain drain video evidence of this pitch. Unfortunately, this pitch was not video. The only thing we can do is show the picture where Phoenix posts. Naga constantly.
I don't want to cut off again.
No, man, you're there, you're there.
Right? But yeah, so you can show the picture, bro. I don't need my face don't need to be on there.
That one.
So yeah, so he came the next day and he had a PowerPoint. It was about 2 hours.
Around that. A little bit less than 2 hours. I wouldn't say 2 hours.
Less than 2 hours.
Yeah.
Alright, so he came and he made a PowerPoint, and obviously they told me and Emil to cut the cameras. Unfortunately, because I wish I could have videoed it all. But there's at least one picture to show Brain Jane that there was indeed a PowerPoint with Joe Shields in it. At least put up the picture, please, for people like Brain Jane or whoever you want. That you see Joe Shields and you see a PowerPoint. So it's not hearsay or it's not second-hand knowledge. This is something that we saw with our own eyes. We were there in that same room witnessing this. We were there, listening intently, and he just in that PowerPoint, in that picture, he basically spoke about his background, how he got into football, the type of community he lived in. He showed us his family, and you know how we are. I can tell you this: when I saw his family, I gained just a bit more trust that he had Dujan's best interest at heart. Because Joe Shields is a white man, as you can see, but he's married to a Nigerian/Kenyan wife, and he has 2 beautiful daughters. This is his words. He said he has 2 beautiful daughters with her. Comes from the London area. Grew up in not as affluent a community as you would expect, you know. So he's a nothing to something type of story. Just like many of the players that he's given the opportunity to. He just gave us a brief outline about his stint in Man City, spoke about some of the players that he would have gotten to work with. You know, we saw pictures with him and Cole Palmer, pictures with him and Rico Lewis, pictures with him and Phil Foden. You know, we saw him with all of these young players.
The Cole Palmers, everybody, Edozie.
Yeah, exactly. We saw all of these images with all of these different players. And then he went on and spoke about John Richards. And one thing I can say about this presentation, he had a highlight video, and a lot of people have been making this comparison, and I'm not saying nothing to it yet. Like, I'm not respond to it, but my comments won't make a respond to it now. He showed a 1.5-minute clip of one Didier Drogba scoring goals and powering through and doing Didier Drogba stuff. And then as soon as that 1-minute film of Didier Drogba was finished, you just heard Valiant. So this is Joe Shields, the Englishman. Put the Valiant song. I went name Bounce Check or Dunce Check?
Dunce Check, man.
Dunce Check.
Dunce Check, the eye night.
Back of the class.
Bounce Check, you know, come to make this goal upset. And you heard Ricardo Chambers' voice. What goal of the season by the player of the season, like with like a combination of highlights of everything that he's done, you know, with like his statistics and so on and so forth. That was just a part of the presentation. You know, just to show that Chelsea, they did their research. And you see who them are comparing to? Didier Drogba. That's where Joe Shields thinks he can get to. What you say, bro?
Yeah, and bro, just make a note, because when the story I wind them out, we talk about how far them to whisper going. Because when you tell me the things that Joe Shields has said, I say, alright, I say Whisper's a Wonderkid, me say Whisper going to play in a Europe at the top level, but me not see this what Joe Shields has said. So, we are going to give the people some clarity upon that.
Yeah, so he first played at Didier Drogba highlight reel, and he said he played the Whisper clip after, with the Valiant song behind it, of course. You know, just to make it look nice, just to show us him trying best to understand the culture, which was another reason. As you will see in our interviews with Craig Butler that we'll post afterwards, another reason why Craig decided to go with him, because Joe Shields took the time out to understand the culture. Joe Shields literally said before him go, him have to try the KFC. Like he literally said that, you know, before I leave, I have to go to KFC. You know, my wife said it's imperative that I have KFC here before I come back to England. That he's trying to immerse himself in the culture. He spoke about the kid, he spoke about some expectations, he spoke about some other stuff that I'll just barely touch on because I can't go too in depth with it, right? First and foremost, a club is only allowed 7 international loans or something to that effect, right? They said that they have one of those international loan spots reserved for the John Richards. And this is to answer a question that a lot of people say, oh, Chelsea kill talent, this, that. Chelsea kill talent, so on and so forth, right? One of the things that caught Craig Butler was that Chelsea was willing to work with him in the development of the John Richards, indicating that they will allow Craig Butler to have a say in where he will get loaned out to. And before the live, I told you 2 players, bro. Christensen and Mason Mount, right? Christensen was signed by Chelsea at 16 years old, and he was loaned out to Germany for 2 years. Where is Christensen right now? Barcelona, right? One of the standout central defenders. When Christensen came back to Chelsea, he was a shoe-in. He was their starting centre, one of the best central defenders in the Premier League. Alright? That's what Joe Shields seen whisper. Mason Mount is another one. Mason Mount got signed at a young age as well, and he was sent out to Netherlands for 1 year, and he was sent to Derby County for next year. Those are 2 loans. Christensen was sent out on a 2-year loan. Mason Mount was loaned out for 2 years at 2 different places. These are the type of players that Joe Shields is comparing with. Christensen, who is a bona fide star, Mason Mount, bona fide star, bordering on superstar, at least good. So when people say, oh, I'm going to go Chelsea, and they're going to send him on a foreign look, what's wrong with that? Especially when him and his handlers can come to an agreement. Like they said, Craig will be able to have involvement if he goes out on loan. So what we may well see, to answer special edition's question now, a first team contract where you will be a part of the first team. And you know that in January you have FA Cup round 5 and Carabao Cup. Those are 2 cup games. There may well be a situation where Chelsea might end up with a League 2 team. Mm-hmm. Right, a Accrington Stanley or a Swindon Town or one of those clubs. There's a big chance that we might see Whisper feature twice for Chelsea in January. Then towards the end of January, go out on a loan deal that is accepted by Chelsea and the future organization. There's a strong possibility that might be the case. Those were some of the stuff that were discussed. How far does Chelsea and Joe Shields Whisper going? He views him in the same light as Christensen and Mason Mount. Those are 2 points of references that I wanted to make. Those are players who were signed at similar ages and given about 2 years. So I can definitively say that there's a chance that he may well go out on loan for 2 years. Right? He's 18 now. He may well be loaned out for 2 years and then come back at Chelsea right before 20, ready to go.
And the thing is, bro, I'm not even so much scared of the loan. You go out on loan, you take your opportunities, bro. You try your best to adjust as quick as possible. You take the opportunity that is given to you on a loan. You know that game time is guaranteed. You know that certain opportunities, you will get certain opportunities. Now up to the player, take the opportunity. Now if you don't take the opportunity and your career change trajectory and it start going on a downward trend, that is no fault of Chelsea's. You get me? I say, them send up and known to develop you. You go, you never quite take the opportunity. And that might be to certain circumstances. It can be due to injury, it can be due to, you know, he never acclimatized properly or whatever. But Chelsea put him in a position to succeed. They put him in a place where he might get game time or whatever. Maybe they can keep him in England, maybe. We don't know. You see me? But they're going to put him in a position where he might get game time. Now it's up to him to take that opportunity. If him not continue to play well and rise him stop, that not have nothing to do with Chelsea. Chelsea sign him and send him up on a deal. Now if Chelsea sign him and send him to a lower club, say them send him to a lower league, say them send him to France or them send him to Belgium or Netherlands or whatever. And him a play in a good team there and get some game time. No feel responsibility now, man.
And that's
if those teams
Josh never hear it, but that's exactly what Joe Shield said.
Yeah, and look at this. If he went to say Toulouse, I say him go Monaco straight. A lot of people that say alright, it's a good level that to start. You know, if him did go Anderlecht, people that say good level to start. But if him go Chelsea and then get loaned up to Anderlecht, why is that not a good level to start? You get me? I say?
Exactly, bro. Exactly. Because people are saying, oh, him should have gone Newcastle, him should have got too high of a level. He's going to be a Chelsea player on Chelsea's books, getting Chelsea wages, I might add. Getting Chelsea type wages, right? That probably Genk couldn't pay him. So the money when probably I get a Chelsea, Genk or an Anderlecht or a Bruges might not have been able to pay him. So he'll be on Chelsea's book as a Chelsea player, getting Chelsea wages, but he'll be paying a probably Genk.
Obviously, people, this part of it is discussion and conversation. Them Chelsea never tell, Joshi's never send a club where he might go.
Exactly.
Joshi's never said when he might go to a club. Yeah, this is speculation at this point.
It is me where Joshi going to say that he will involve Craig heavily in the loans discussion. And I think Craig Butler wants him to go to Genk. And I think there's a strong chance that he might end up in Genk at the end of January. But what I can say is that, like Omari Hutchinson, like, you know, Lemby Kisa or whatever, in January, we'll be seeing him on a Chelsea bench in the first team. At least once or twice.
Jomar Rush, before you continue, Jomar, the thing that I really want fans to understand, you know, we are no longer under, Chelsea is no longer under the Abramovich rule. So there's a cultural shift. There's a new owner, a new manager, and a new co-director for scouting talent. And we already tell you Joe Shields' CV already. He has an eye for talent. So people, before they get too jumpy and start worry, let's give it some time. Just calm down. Because this is a cultural shift, and to be honest, I think this move going to Chelsea right now is a positive one. I mean, look at Chelsea starting lineup. Look how many young, talented players are playing right now in the starting lineup. Some 18, 19-year-olds.
Even though there are a lot of throwaway talents, Chelsea also do well with young players, bro. Think about them. Think about Reece James. Think about Tammy Abraham. He's obviously gone now. Christensen, Mason Mount, Hudson Odoi, Gallagher, Broha.
And to respond to Uncharted, this past Mr. Uncharted, I haven't said anything about the pitch. I not said nothing about the pitch. You get me? I said what I said is Mason Mount and Christensen are two players that would have gotten the whisper treatment. You know, signed at a very young age and went on foreign loans. Right? So I'm not release nothing when I never get authorized to release. You get me? I said I'm not say nothing about what I'm expecting at the pitch, I'm not say nothing about, so I'm not saying nothing about I'm not authorized to release. You see me, our Chelsea recruitment strategy. But this is something that is common knowledge. Chelsea do it. You get me? I said, like, Chelsea are big on loaning team, but Christensen and Mason Mount are two players that I was reviewing myself, and I saw where Mason Mount and Christensen both got signed at very young ages to Chelsea, began to be paid Chelsea wages, I might add, and then went to younger clubs. That's the level that Dujan Richards was at. Dujan Richards was the Chelsea see fit for Joe Shields come himself and come for this kid and put him in the class of those players. You know, we heard situations like the Enrique situation from Brazil, and obviously the Silva situation, he was not granted a work permit, but Chelsea will continue to work on that. You know, that's the situation. There's so many more tactics and strategies that would have been that we could have seen and we can't speak about right now. Right? But the thing that I'm saying right now is just on the very surface. To Claude Murphy. Chelsea to Claude Murphy. Him said it's a developmental contract. Claude Murphy, he signed a pre-contract, first and foremost. Let's get into after this part, after the pitch, Craig was impressed. Dejan Richards would have gotten a chance to speak to some people in really high places in Chelsea, right? To show how serious they are. And he was impressed, and Dejan, Sharika, and Craig decided to go ahead and sign for Chelsea. The contract that he signed was a pre-contract. The pre-contract indicating that he can't speak to any other teams or he can't receive any other offers. Not that he'd need any other offers, not that many other offers are going to be more competitive than this. It's going to be hard for a team to offer a more competitive fee for Dejan Richards. Let's just say if a team offer a more competitive fee for Dejan Richards, now we're talking about top level player. You get me I say? Because it's a very competitive offer. The pre-contract just indicates they have to hold himself to a certain standard. He have to continue. Craig have to continue keeping on. And bro, we do an interview when I ask Craig about the pre-contract situation and if him still going to be in a Craig's care, so on and so forth. People can watch that. Rush, you watch the interview and you edit it and so on and so forth.
Yeah, man.
So there's a certain standard we have to uphold. Probably go visit Stamford Bridge a few more times before making it official and signing the official contract on January 1st, where he'll officially become a Chelsea player. So right now he's just pre-contracted to Chelsea, still Phoenix player, pre-contracted to Chelsea. In January 1st, at the transfer window, Claude Murphy, he will then become a Chelsea player. And at that point, you will see him in first team. And bro, this thing about registering only 25 players, that's for the Champions League. So when I talk about Chelsea already registered 25 players and this. You can literally have how much player you can register for the season? 35?
You can senior players, you can register 25 for the Premier League, but you can call up academy players. You have to register 25 senior players. So if you realize Aubameyang register for Chelsea right now, that's why I'm not playing. Because they bring in Mudryk and some other players. So you can only have 25 senior professional players.
And you adjust that after the Champions League. After the
you adjust it at the start of the season, you adjust it in January after the Champions League.
So essentially, as I said, that is the situation. So when he gets signed in January, obviously the intention is to have him loaned out at the end of the month, right? That's the intention. Most likely Dejan Richards will go on loan, most likely. But we saw where, but him can come and he can play a game or two, bang in a couple of goals, next thing you get me as a rush, who knows? But as I know, in my opinion, I think he's going to go on loan, right? I think that's the trajectory that he's heading on. And Mr. Christiansen and Mason Mount, two top players. And people always say, oh, Chelsea starts a player, look on Salah and KDB. What? Make that make sense.
Bro, and the point is, when Salah and KDB, when they were at Chelsea, they never ready it, bro. Honestly. And if we are being totally honest, them never ready. We see Salah going with Salah there, Roma him rip it up. When KDB there, Wolfsburg, rip it up. But before that, bro, they were young and they were still up and coming. They never ready yet. No, Chelsea could have keep them and stifle them. And even during those times, Chelsea are winning league. They never need to keep them. Chelsea never suffer because De Bruyne and Salah never blossom into what they are now that time. It seems that Chelsea never suffer. They had their players. Them never progress like they wanted to progress and sell them. No, it happens sometimes, bro. I saw it go. Sometimes it works for a player one place and it don't work for another place.
At the end of the day, Dejan Richards may go to Chelsea and he might not be at the Chelsea grade, and he might end up at Wolves or at Wolfsburg, or might end up at Liverpool, or might end up at Dortmund. Still I gonna be the best player in the country. You get me? I said people keep on and say Salah and KDB, bro. I apologize, Dujan, but if that's what you have to, if that's what KDB and Salah went through, and if you go through that, that will result in a KDB and Salah, no one you go through.
And either way, bro, he's a 17-year-old. He'll be 18 in November. We don't expect Chris Paul to play for Chelsea next season, bro.
Yeah.
Nobody expects that. You get me? I say so. We expect him to go to Pando. That's what we expect, and that's what we think Chelsea's intentions are. Whisper will go to Pando. Where we want to go to one club we like, whatever, but we don't control that people. You see me? So, based on the youth talent, to think he might succeed wherever he go, as long as he get the opportunity. So, make we just wish him the best, bro. Bro, as far as how far Joe Steele's see whisper talent taking, like how far you see? When you see like a top 100 player in the world, when you see like a good Champions League level talent, world class talent, Ballon d'Or talent, when you see? When you see for whisper?
I ask you a question, as the boss did say to me the other night. I ask you a question. Which player am I just said the clip precede him?
DDA. Drogba, one of the greatest Chelsea players ever. And a lot of people say Chelsea go to them. I say no more. Boy. Hey man, I have a question for you. Obviously, Whisper played for the national team that day. Yesterday. You never did on the live when we call him the Wonderkid. Some of them, I don't even know why you're full opinion on this, but Wonderkid, what you say? Or well, you still have one or two steps to make?
I fully understood the majority of the fans' perspective where they were saying that he's only showed his talents at the schoolboy level. And the only thing that is holding majority of those fans from calling him a Wonderkid was because he was just playing at Manning Cup. And if you compare Manning Cup to majority of the leagues around the world, it is nothing, right? So they were saying that if he indeed played in the JPL for maybe a one season and then he did the same thing that he did in Manning Cup in JPL, then there would be room for them to call him a Wonderkid. So I never beat them for having that perspective, you know? It is a fair perspective. No need to beat them or get rattled by that. But me personally, standing there and I get the opportunity to watch this player for myself now, seeing everything that he's done, I had to call him a Wonderkid. He's our Wonderkid.
I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of people will now say that he's a one. What?
You see somebody make a comment and say it took foreigners to confirm Whisper was a Wonderkid. 8 people YF, whatever YF means.
Man, 8 people here, you see me?
Easy.
The man actually correct me, like say me and you literally text.
You actually correct me. Hold on, my brain kind of short circuit. My brain kind of short circuit. You see me, but watch it out. And we're going to close it out. We have about 12 minutes left, so we're going to close it out. The Wonderkid conversation. My thing is, bro, and the definition, it is a kid, a child playing above his years with the potential to be world class. Now, with that definition, Whisper is a Wonderkid. And we were saying this about a week and a half ago, and get some flack. Some people did disagree, some people did agree. But I don't think anybody is disagreeing right now. And what I would want to ask, bro, what changed between a week and a half?
Bro, 1 second. First, let me answer a question. What type of money will the player get during the pre-contract period? The player will not be paid during the pre-contract period. No, so nothing else about money. Continue where you said.
Yeah. Me I say, which part in play? Like, in a 1.5 week there when he wasn't a Wonderkid, to know him a Wonderkid. And by the way, it is confirmed. Like, for what Fabrizio Romano said, no, all the credible sources in England call him a Wonderkid. So I guess he's a Wonderkid. Where in play? In a week and a half, I don't know about, bro. Where him going to dominate? What are your take on this? And I guess this is a chance to say I told you so. Take it away. Yeah.
Yeah, man, you have the mic, man.
Oh, I told you so. First of all, Mr. Claude Murphy, I said, how come he signed a contract for Chelsea and the transfer window is closed? And then Brain Drain sarcastically said, are you saying don't believe it? Careful, there's a mob in the comment section, Claude Murphy. As I said before, the transfer window is closed. That doesn't inhibit a person from signing a pre-contract. And even Had the transfer window been open, it still would have been a pre-contract because the kid is 17 years old. And he won't turn 18 until November. In
When the
January,
pre-contract had to be signed by him, signed by his
mother
his manager or
Mother.
agent, and it had to be
Yeah.
signed by a parent.
have to be
You get
signed.
me? I says, you see me? So his parent was there, so it can be signed.
So
Carry
that's the type of situation. As I said, bro, we see somebody. By the way, thank you for making me get the last soliloquy. Appreciate it. We see somebody comment and say it takes far enough to say the youth are Wonderkid. Bro, you can put out a picture there, please, just for the end of the video. The Fabrizio Romy screenshot on my post the pride that
Bro,
I
you know, say you have to help you sometime.
send
You
it.
know,
Yeah, my bad.
just send it to me, bro.
My bad. My apologies, man. You know some screenshot that. So yeah, somebody said, why it have to take foreigner to come set youth a Wonderkid? When me and Rush there, I said this youth is a Wonderkid. Bro, I've been saying it perpetually that the Jamar Clarks and the Omar Hutchinsons of this world, them not have nothing from the John Richards, bro. You get me? I said these other young stars, these other young up-and-coming stars, they don't have nothing from Dujan Richards. Joe Shields did not see Dujan Richards as a Jamaican Wonderkid. He did not see Dujan Richards as a kid who is a good player out of Jamaica. That's not what he saw. He sees Dujan Richards as one of the best 17-year-olds in the whole entire world. And that's why he came, bro. I remember something that he said, and I can mention this. He said Chelsea obviously are scouting hundreds of players, if not thousands, right? Because that's the nature of it. And there are like collective plans with like a group of players. So you have a certain plans for a group of players. You have a group of players here in Africa, a group of players here in South America, a group of players here in the Caribbean maybe, a group of players here. And then you have a few players that you have a manifest that is simply about them. So you might have a manifest with a group of players, and you might have and this is like single digits. I have 7 or 8 players that Chelsea have an eye on, which is just a manifest of just there. So you know that those players have to be particularly scouted, specifically scouted. So Dujan Richards wasn't grouped up with a group of talented players from Africa or a group of talented players from North America. Dujan Richards' manifest and document was just Dujan Richards. So Chelsea have a specific plan to target, to recruit, and to scout, to sign, and to develop Dujan Richards. It's not a group project. Just him. That's what he sees in Dujan Richards. Not just a good player out of Jamaica, but one of the most outstanding 17-year-olds in the whole entire world. And for this kid not to have played for Jamaica at the under 20 level is a travesty. It's the second greatest travesty in Jamaican sports history, or Jamaican Football history. And you know what's the first biggest travesty, bro? That Leon Bailey debuted when he was 22 years old. That's the biggest travesty. That Leon Bailey first played for Jamaica when he was 22 or 23. And Dujan Richards not playing no age group football for Jamaica yet. And he's going on 18. Safe to say, he will be
His
playing.
first match for Jamaica was a senior match, bro.
Yeah.
And he dominated at the under 13 level, dominated at the under 14 level in high school, dominated at the under 16 level, dominated at the under 19 level. What more can the kid do?
And he wasn't selected in the under 20 team. The under 20 team, which was tailor-made for him. Didn't play under 17 for Jamaica. You need to update, bro. You need to update that Fabrizio Romy as it's now at 1.5 million views and at 15K. What?
Make it talk about the Wonderkid, my brethren. See, brain drain, I try to drain your brain, bro.
No, me live feet, man. Somebody said, Schubert people don't, Chelsea's spy potential, if not up to first team level, they'd move him on and profit from him. And then again, bro, what? I don't see a problem with that, you know? If I get scouted for Chelsea in 2 years, I'm make the trade. And them sell me to Southampton. And then I'm now a first team player at Southampton. What's wrong with that? Is that really killing somebody's career? Did Chelsea kill Callum Hudson-Odoi's career?
Mm-hmm.
Callum Hudson-Odoi sell newspaper now? I don't not understand, bro. Fine, if him not get to the day Drogba level. But him end up on Callum Hudson-Odoi level. Callum Hudson-Odoi sell burger out of Burger King now?
I wonder.
Some people have said Chelsea kill people career because them him not make the first team. Joe Shields never guaranteed to Whisper go make the first team. What him says that I know potential and I know this youth have the potential to be able to make it into Chelsea first team. But everything will come after this point is based on how hard he works, how much support he has, and the kind of company he keeps. That's going to determine whether or not he's Didier Drogba or Callum Hudson-Odoi. And if you now make the cut, bro, for Chelsea go sell it to a championship team, or them go sell it to a Dutch team. And you know where you're going to be? A first team player in the Eredivisie, or a first team player in Belgium, or a first team player in Bundesliga, or a first team player in the championship, or a first team player at Southampton or Bournemouth. Is that the end of your career?
Not at all.
So I understand this thing when people say Chelsea kill career because them buy young talent and the young talent make the first team. Okay, you might not good enough to make the first team. Fine. How does that mean that you kill them career? And that I not understand, bro. See some more comments before me go.
And bro, I'm gonna say something real to people. Immediately after this live we'll be dropping some videos. Scattered throughout the day and throughout next week also. We were at the signing, so we got an interview with some of the figures in his life that were at the signing. We spoke to his mother, and Sharika, bro. We have an interview with his mother, bro. Really good interview. I watched that interview and I was smiling. You could tell that she's so excited, bro. She really, she's enjoying this for her son. She love it. And you can see that this one it's close to home for her. Also, we spoke to another figure in his life. Thaddeus, bro, is his uncle, but he's more like him par, more like him brother, more like him best friend type of thing. No shit to Akim Bernard. You don't know that I'm best friend, but Thaddeus is always there. He's always around. You see me? So we also spoke to Thaddeus and what this means for him. We spoke to Craig Butler. Look out for that. We spoke to Joe Shields, who is the scout that was here. We did an interview with Joe Shields people. Look out for that. Also, these videos will be scattered throughout the next couple of days, starting today, right after this live. So people look out for that. We have a video with them at the airport meeting Joe Shields. Look out for that. A video with Joe Shields watching the training and giving a speech to the Phoenix. Look out for that. What it more? Behind the scenes from the moment to get the call to the moment the deal signed. People, what video come. So we covered this deal comprehensively, I can say, bro.
Yeah. Somebody just asked why was Chelsea offer better than Newcastle? I asked Craig that in one of the interviews, but what I can say is that what Craig believed was that though Newcastle offer was very enticing, it was very mouth-watering. Chelsea's own was even more enticing, but that was not what got Craig Butler, because he said at this beginning stage, and Joe Shields said this publicly, the first contract should be the smallest contract ever. Whether it's £500 a week or £500,000 a week, the first contract should be the smallest contract. So don't even look for the first contract. So, and Craig was like, yeah, I agree. So it wasn't the fact that Chelsea was offering more money, it was the fact that Chelsea showed more interest. Chelsea came and made a 2-hour pitch with the director of scouting, outlining the future plans that Chelsea had for him. Chelsea was willing to partner with Phoenix. Chelsea was willing to back Phoenix, to help Phoenix develop so that more players can come out of Phoenix and get a passageway into the Premier League. Chelsea was willing to do all of that. Though Newcastle was a conducive environment, and though Craig did believe that he would have started at Newcastle, and he was interested in Newcastle offer, Chelsea was just that much better.
Yeah. People, again, I think we'll be doing another live later. We'll speak some more about this. I will speak about what we saw from the kid yesterday, what to look forward to in the future.
Yeah.
Amen. Take it away now, bro. Run us out. Let them know what to do to the video. Let them know. You know, how to support you. Thanks for 6K. Do it. Run us out.
So, people, thanks again. Don't forget, like this video, leave a comment, and share this video to as many people as possible. Because if you do that, then I work with me in a Zoom, man.
Do you know how many subscribers that will get us by the end of the day, people? More than 6,030. I can tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? No. Why no? This is That Sports TV.